Right, so I was having some issues with recording a longer video, so I'm going to do a couple shorter videos. In this video, I'm going to try and cover how to alter rotation of an image and then using adjustments. So first off, make sure you're in Photoshop. Right now it says QuickTime Player, but if I click on Photoshop, now I'm in Photoshop. So anyway, on image, well, let's actually add one. So I'm going to go File, Open. I reviewed this in another tutorial, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I choose where my photo is. So I'm from my desktop, the Photo 1 class. I'll just take a raw photo from the composition project. How about this garbage can? Click Open. First off, it opens up Camera Raw. That's because I took this photo using a raw file type. So I'm going to click on Open. Now in here, let's say I want to adjust it. Let's say I wanted a mirror image, or maybe I needed to rotate it or flip it, things like that. Well, I go to Image, right there at the top, and then I'll go to Image Rotation, and then let's say I want to turn it clockwise 90 degrees. Awesome, turn it clockwise 90 degrees. Let's say I want to rotate it or flip it. So I could flip it horizontal, that's left to right. Awesome, so now I've got the mirror image here. And this might be good if you have two different images, two different layers, and you want to create like a mirror image effect where they're looking into a reflection or something like that. But anyway, that's rotations. Now, if I want to create adjustments, so image adjustments, brightness and contrast or levels, let's try levels. If I go to the levels and I make the dark start earlier and maybe make the light start earlier, I've made a dramatic change. I click OK. If I wanted to go back now, yes, I could press Command Z to undo. But let's say I liked how dark it is, but I want to bring out the lights again. If I try to go to Image, Adjustments, and Levels, I can't do that. It's permanently changed those pixels. So to prevent that, I'll show you another way of creating adjustments. So I'm going to hit cancel here. I want to undo what I did. I could press Command Z and keep pressing that. Or I could click this button right here in the middle and then look at my history and then go to when I first opened the image, right? So there's two ways of undoing something. I like the history view so that I can go exactly where I need to. And this this is a little bit better for me. It's a little bit easier to see what I've done, and it will save about 50 actions. If I'm painting a picture or something, it might every click would be an action though. So there's a way to change that. We're not going to do that right now. All right, another way of making adjustments that is non-destructive is on this right side we have this spot that says adjustments. If I click on adjustments, we have those same options, right? Brightness, contrast, levels. So let's click on levels and now make the dark start earlier, make the light start earlier, and then I go back to my main image and I'm like, oh man, I really want to see what's in that lighter area. Well, now I can just go to that level and return it back to where I had it initially. So this is a great feature. Oh, those were the darks. Let's bring the lights back. All right, so now I can adjust just the levels and it hasn't permanently changed the pixels of my main image. So experiment with that. Oh, I should mention this. If I start creating another adjustment, notice which layer I'm selected on. I'm selecting levels. So always make sure you're selecting your main layer. In this case, it's just labeled background before you make those extra adjustments. I would suggest trying out levels, try out hue and saturation, seeing how you can change the color of an image, maybe increase the saturation. Another adjustment I would try out is brightness and contrast. Sometimes you just slightly underexposed or overexposed. and you can either darken it or lighten it. Anyway, try those out. In the next video, I'll go over more on selecting certain areas.